Bluecoats beating Boston, flipping once again, coming up next on the Marching Arts Network. Thank you guys for joining me on the Marching Arts Network. This is the semifinals night. I just finished watching the finals retreat and the alumni corps from Spirit of Atlanta, where I'm going to have in a separate video for you guys. And then the scores. So they kind of just, they were running really behind, and I was waiting and waiting. I was hoping to do like kind of a live reaction to the scores, but unfortunately the age outs were on the field. They wouldn't get off the field. So they said, just start rattling off the scores. So they did. So that's what happened. But anyway, we're going to take a look at the scores here in just a second. But thank you guys so much for joining us on the season. We truly appreciate it. And we are going to be doing our podcast on Sunday. Just kind of reviewing the year, what happened Saturday night, which is tomorrow night, and all that fun and shenanigans. So let's get started with the scores. So I'm not going to do a lot of, whatever. I'm not going to do super deep dive into different captions, but I kind of want to see what happened here, because all of a sudden, you can see here the Bluecoats went up 0.613 from last night. So I went to prelims in the theater, which was pretty darn cool, to be honest with you. And I thought Boston just lit it up. Everybody in the theater was just going crazy for Boston. Bluecoats, not so much. I don't know if they had a low energy show, but it wasn't, the crowd reaction, at least in the theater I was in, was not as dramatic as for Boston. So Boston really did really great show. I saw them tonight. I thought they did just fine. I thought they had the same amount of energy. They had the same amount of execution, and my phone just went to sleep. The same amount of execution. So I'm not sure what happened, but we're going to take a look at the score. So we got a 97.763 for the Bluecoats. Boston with a 97.575. So they only went up to 0.25, but Bluecoats went up 0.613. That's 0.2 of a point above them right now. Santa Clara with a 96.063. Blue Devils went down slightly with a 95.4. Carolina went down 0.4 to a 94.283. And then Phantom Regiment is in sixth place with a 93.950. Mandarin staying in seventh on their island with a 92.525. And then Cavaliers, they went down quite a bit, 0.663. I don't agree with that, but okay. We're going to take a look at the captions, but oops, sorry. Let me go back. But Blue Stars, 90.375, so really close, 0.125 away from the Cavaliers. I don't think so. I think the Cavaliers should have been in 91, where they were. They were really good yesterday. They're really good today. So I don't know what happened there. Troopers went down 0.262 to a 90.063. So I don't know. I'm just kind of confused on what happened, but it's a different judging panel. So Colts went up 0.487 to an 88.525. And then Blue Knights went up 0.675 to 88.275. So 0.3 away here. And of course, that's leaving Spirit of Atlanta out, unfortunately, with an 86.8. And then Madison Scouts, 85.350 in 14th place. 15th place went to the Pacific Crest. 16th went to Music City. 17th to the Academy. Spartans, 18th. 19th for the Crossmen. And Genesis with the 77.7. And Cascades with the 77.050. All right, let's take a look at the captions, see what happened there. There was a little bit of a drop for the Boston Crusaders. I don't agree with this at all, man. I don't know. I just don't agree with it. They went up 0.175. They went down 0.05. So I don't know. I just don't know. And I saw them both tonight. So I don't agree with that. 38.4 for Santa Clara. Blue Devils went down considerably, 0.425 tonight. But once again, it's different judging panel. It's going to be different tomorrow. Who knows where it's going to be? 37.925, 37.775. So really close for Phantom Regiment here. 37.6 for Carolina Crown. Mandarins also went down in GE, 37.025. Blue Stars with a 36.3. Cavaliers right there with the 36.225, but they went down 0.025. So that's really interesting. And Troopers with a 35.8. They actually dropped 0.550, so they would have been up here. Whoops, they would have been up here in this little grouping or above the Cavaliers. So really interesting. And then Blue Knights and Colts both went up as well. Spirit of Atlanta went down slightly. Madison Scouts, and we're going to go ahead and just move captions because for the sake of time. Now music, there was some movement, it looks like here. So 0.075 just barely moved up, 29.425 out of 30. So this is out of 30. And then 29.213, Vanguard moved up 0.263. So kind of in the mix with them as they have been. Carolina Crown went down to a 28.713. Blue Devils went down to a 28.625. Phantom went down 28.075. Mandarins went up slightly, 27.950. Troopers, 27.863. Cavaliers, 27.5. And then they tied with Blue Stars, and then Blue Knights is in there. So really in music, everybody's kind of like right here in the realm. Colts were in 13th place with a 26.825. Spirit of Atlanta with in 12th place there. All right, we're going to keep trucking along. So visual, once again, I don't agree with this, but okay, we're here. 29.350 to a 29.150. Blue Devils 28.850, 28.6. So they would have been tied. 28.1, 27.925, 27.5. Okay. Cavaliers went down quite a bit. They went down 0.575. So quite a bit in visual. I don't know. I don't see it. And I watch the show. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. My notifications go away. So I'm not getting it. Troopers 26.4, Blue Knights with the 26.0. Spirit of Atlanta went down slightly, and you guys can see the rest of the scores here. We'll kind of scroll down. All right, let's take a look at the guard captions. So 19.6 for Boston, they went up 0.4. Really, really strong color guard presentation. Same thing with Bluecoats, 19.4. Both of them really, really, really dynamic. Just everything that they do is so well thought out. I do agree with this. I mean, Boston is really, really good in guard. They've really cleaned up a lot throughout the season, staged well, a really integral part of the show design in terms of the effects. So really, really happy with that. Blue Devils also went up 0.450 to a 19.1. All really, really strong. Same thing with Phantom, very, very strong. Carolina Crown holding steady at 18.6. Santa Clara went down 0.3. They'd be at an 18.8. Did I see them tonight? No, I wasn't able to see them tonight. I saw Crown on up, and I saw earlier Cavaliers, Spirit, and some other groups. Unfortunately, my schedule today was so impacted, I just couldn't get to everything. But okay, and it looks like everybody else went down. Oh my goodness, look at this. So Colts went down 0.1. Blue Stars went down 0.55. 0.55. But yep, people still increased score. Cavaliers went down 0.65. So they would have been an 18.2. That's nuts. Okay, 17.85 here. Okay, so 17.3, they went down 0.5. Pacific Crest was in 12th place with a 17.150. Spirit of Atlanta, I'm sorry, Blue Knights 17.0. They went down 0.75. Wow, that's a huge drop. But yeah, their whole score went up. Spirit of Atlanta 16.6. They went down 0.65. They would have been a 17.2, which I think they were in top 12. Spartans in 15th place with a 16.5. Wow, Madison Scouts went down 0.9. They would have been a 17.3. That is okay. That's just wild. Music City 16.3, and you guys can see the rest of the scores here. Look at all these drops. Look at this. Like that's seriously going down. Why is the guard caption so volatile this year? It is literally like they drop like a whole point or half of a point from show to show. It's just nuts. Okay. All right, percussion. All right, so Boston went down 0.1. And once again, it's just judges from different nights. So they stayed relatively close. Santa Clara Vanguard with a 19.5. Bluecoats with a 19.450. They went up 0.150. Blue Devils went down 0.05. So they're at 19.2. Troopers with a 19. Very deserved. They have a great percussion section. They have for the last 5-6 years. Really, really strong percussion. 18.9 for Cavaliers, 18.85. So Phantom Regiment went down in percussion 1/10, and that's what dropped them down in position in that caption. And also Carolina Crown, 0.4. That's, wow, they would have been a 19.1. They would have been all the way up there. It's so tight this year. Like all the groupings are so tight. I mean, let's look at the top. So 19.7 through 19 is 1 through 5. And then everybody here is within, I'm sorry, I'm like pointing to my screen like you guys can see, 0.05, 0.2, 0.2, 0.15, 0.05. I mean, just like super close. I mean, the lowest score is an 18 in percussion. And Spirit Atlanta went up 0.5. And then Colts went up 0.25. So 2.2. Madison, and then everybody else. So it's like really strange the way the captions are like so volatile everywhere. It's just nuts. All right, let's look at brass. All right, so Boston went up 19.650, 19.5 for Bluecoats, Santa Clara 19.45. So all three of these really, really close. Even Carolina Crown really, really close, of course, because they're Carolina Crown. They didn't have any movement tonight, but everybody's really, really relatively close. Blue Devils did go down 0.25, 19.1. I mean, I thought Blue Devils performed well. They sound great as always, but I did hear some cracking in the soles. I don't know if that's what did it. I don't know. Mandarins went up 0.3, and they're at 18.850, so 6th place in brass. Congratulations to them. Troopers with a 7th place, 18.7. Blue Stars 18.5. Phantom Regiment 18.4. Once again, everybody's in the 18s. It's wild. And look at this, Spirit of Atlanta, 10th place in brass. Wow. Hopefully the other captions can catch up next year, and then, I mean, because they were in, I think when we looked, it was like they were in three captions in the top 12 before prelims. And I think this one, let's see, they're in this one here. So brass, they're out in GE. They're in 12th place in music. So it's really just visual, but just by a little bit. It's just the tiniest bit. It's not even a dramatic, huge difference. I mean, but look at the drops in color guard. I mean, just all over the place. All right, let's look at percussion. They were also in top. So still 3 captions. So it's really just visual and guard. But even guard, they're like that close. So hopefully next year we'll see them in the top 12. But tell me your guys' thoughts and comments below. I really am looking forward to tomorrow night. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get to watch all of it. So I'm going to have to record it and then watch it back. But that's okay. So I'm going to get to see some of them, some of the cores before I take off. But I really appreciate you guys being with us on this journey. It's been a crazy journey. Sorry, there's like artifacts in the back here. But we really do appreciate it. And please look forward to our podcast, which is going to be this coming weekend. We usually try to get it out on Sunday, but it may be Monday. It's just sometimes there's tons of editing. So it just takes me some time. But anyway, so thank you guys so very much. We truly appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one. You know what to do. You know how to do it. You know when to do it. But when you do it, you got to march on. See you later.